Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. 61 indictments were handed down by a Hopkins County grand jury Tuesday afternoon. Most of the indictments were related to drug charges or charges associated with drugs. A few were not. Nelson Mitchell Privet, age 20, was indicted for 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Privet was weaving in his vehicle in and out of traffic on State Highway 11 East when he hit another vehicle head-on. The accident resulted in a man and his wife being flown to an area hospital with fractured bones and other injuries. Privet was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for playing chicken. He admitted to the DPS trooper that he was driving erratically. Stephen Dwayne Johnson, age 50, was indicted for aggravated sexual assault of a child. The child was under 6 years of age. Jamie K. Sarton Sorbet, age 48, was indicted for theft of property, more than $2,500 but less than $30,000, as was Jeffrey Wayne Horton, age 54. Robert Allen Hawkins, age 51, was indicted for obstruction or retaliation. Threats against a member of the judicial system in Hopkins County landed Hawkins of Dallas in Hopkins County Jail charged with the retaliation. For a full list of those who were indicted, see KSSTradio.com. An accident on Interstate 30 eastbound at the 116-mile marker involved a semi-trailer truck and a vehicle. The vehicle, driven by Lizette Ibarra, age 20, of Charlotte, North Carolina. The passenger of the vehicle, Isaac Carrillo, age 26, of El Paso. DPS trooper began investigating the accident, and as he did, the investigation discovered an oversized battery on the auto. The interior of the battery had been hollowed out and contained a motorcycle battery to start the vehicle. It also contained 6.4 pounds of methamphetamine. The pair were arrested and placed in Hopkins County Jail. They're both being held on a $75,000 bond each. Corey James Butler, age 28, of Garland, pled guilty to possession of controlled substance penalty group 1 over 4 grams less than 200 grams, was sentenced to 2 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. In November of this year, Hopkins County deputies were called to County Road 3502 to check out a suspicious vehicle and a suspicious person. There they found Butler and one other who failed to identify themselves correctly on their first try. They also found 42 grams of suspected methamphetamine and securities and benefits obtained under false names. Butler first identified himself as Christopher Butler, but later at the Hopkins County Jail admitted to using a wrong name. As he was booked in, they also found in his possession methamphetamine. Thursday morning in 8th Judicial District Court, Carlos Thompson, age 36, was sentenced to 7 years in prison for unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. When the auto he was driving failed to maintain a single lane in the 110-mile marker on I-30, Cumbie police made the stop, and in the auto next to Thompson was an open alcoholic beverage container. That brought about a probable cause search, and as they did, they found a concealed firearm behind a folding armrest on the back seat of the vehicle. A check on the firearm serial number showed it to be stolen. Thompson had a previous conviction, so felon in possession of a firearm.
The CERT program stands for Community Emergency Response Team. These certified volunteers will be called upon in times of local disaster and to assist first responders. How can you get this valuable free FEMA certification? Attend the class this Saturday at Fire Station number 20 in Sulphur Springs. Here's Fire Chief Andy Inslee.
I came in this morning to talk about a new class that's coming up this Saturday. A little bit of short notice, but we had some extra seats left because we typically take about 30 people in these classes, and it's called CERT, which CERT stands for Community Emergency Response Team.
Okay.
And that's a program that's funded through FEMA, through the Homeland Security side of it, and it's a great program to have. Here in Hopkins County, after this class year, that will put our numbers of CERT members that are certified through FEMA a little over 100 personnel, which is phenomenal for Hopkins County. And I say that because in comparison to Bowie County, we're all in what they call a 16-county region as a COG, the Architects Council of Government, and in that region we have right at 100 members. In Bowie County, the population they have with Texarkana in there, they average around 30 to 40 is all they have in there. So that says a lot for Hopkins County right there. Just the ongoing community support that we always get, and it never ceases to amaze me here.
Well, we could actually have more than 100 because you have some room left in the very first of the series of CERT classes coming up.
Yes, and it's going to be this Saturday. It'll be at the county fire station, Station 20, which is right there at Texas and League Street, split, and on the south side of the interstate. Where we'll have it right there. Will be 3 consecutive Saturdays starting this Saturday, and the times will go from 8:30 to 4:30. Maybe get out a little bit earlier. It's kind of how far they go because we cover a lot of information in there. I'm just going out. I'm actually going to take the class myself, and never have done that before. So I just wanted to jump in there and kind of see what all it's about. But what you learn in that class is it gets you prepared for hazards that may impact the area. It trains in basic disaster response skills such as fire safety, light search and rescue, team organization, and disaster medical operations. And the CERT volunteers can assist in other communities following disaster when the professional responders or even the volunteer fire departments are out and they're taxed at that moment. They can go out and kind of triage the area and see, what is really what's out there, what really might be. Of course, it's a disaster. Anyone that has anything above the norm, but some may be a little worse than others, and they kind of help us, kind of gauge it and see which areas need more attention faster than others.
Sure.
And it's going to be right there in your own local community where you live at, and you go out and canvass the area for us and search the houses, see if anybody's in there, what kind of help they need, and things like that.
That is fascinating work. Well, CERT, which is what it is called, stands for Community Emergency Response Team, and these are volunteer team members.
Correct.
It would be a good way to volunteer in your community if these types of skills have appealed to you.
Yes, and the great thing about this, if you ever have even thought about becoming a volunteer in your local volunteer fire department, which we're always needing help in here in Hopkins County and the surrounding areas, it's a great way to just get a quick introduction of just a little bit of what we do. And we have had people that have come in and have taken the CERT class and now are active members, not only with CERT, but with their local volunteer fire department. So that's a great asset right there to have as well.
So you're devoting 3 days, let's say 3 full Saturdays, pretty much full Saturdays, to your certification as CERT.
That's correct. And you'll get a certification through the Homeland Security, through FEMA, and they'll have that mailed out to you. And the way they incorporate past members of CERT that has went through this same training that we're going to present starting this Saturday is they'll bring them in on a final day, the final Saturdays where you test all the things you learn through skills. We'll go out to the fire academy, to the drill field, and we'll do some live fire training with using portable fire extinguishers and things like that. And they utilize those as victims. And plus that kind of freshens up your skills too, the ones that have already been certified through CERT.
Okay. And so men, women,
yes.
What age, like youth?
They will allow some youth in there as long as they have an adult supervision with them. I think generally, typically, the age is around 15. Okay. So if that's something, and we do have some junior firefighter programs that are in the Hopkins County area. So if you have any questions on that, I'd love to talk to you about it. All you do is just call you can call my number at 903-951-8096. And again, it's 903-951-8096. And to talk to Dawn Morgan, if you would like to get in the CERT program, her number is 903-885-1107.
Okay. Let's say, is there any cost for a person to take this?
No cost. It's all free of charge. You actually get the material handout. That's all part of the package. And at the end of it, you'll get a backpack that has all the necessary equipment that you would need to go out and do your job. If you responded right there, we do have here in Hopkins County with our CERT team, we have a CERT cargo trailer that is just packed full of all kind of things. I mean, it's just amazing what they can pack in that little trailer. But when the door goes down, in awe of all the stuff that's in it, because they have cribbing for, shoring up things that might have become unstable, such as buildings, cars, things like that. And they got all this type of rescue equipment in there as well. So it's really amazing what they do have.
It would be something just to see that, really. And it inspires confidence in our community when we know we have trained volunteers beyond our paid first responders.
That's correct, because it doesn't take much to where we're just taxed out, our whole system, because we are limited on, the manpower side of it and our equipment. But we are very blessed to have we have 12 local volunteer fire departments here in Hopkins County. Plus we have 2 paid departments, the City of Sulphur Springs Fire Department and Hopkins County Fire Department. And we all work well together. So, and we're getting on a regiment where we're going to train together and things like that. The Hopkins County Fire Department and the City of Sulphur Springs Fire Department, we have entered into an automatic aid agreement, so that's going to be a great thing there. We're going to start striving to train together, so we've all been on the same page, but we're really going to be on the same page starting when we get all that started up. That just happened just a couple of weeks ago, so
great.
It's a lot of good things are looking up. And if you ever wonder what goes on behind the scenes on a day-to-day basis as far as emergency management goes here in Hopkins County and the fire departments, they're out there training every day. The emergency management side we're working closer hand in hand now than we ever have before between the county and the city governments, and it is really a great thing to see. It's really a good blessing is what it is.
Well, and our community is expanding because more people are coming in here.
Yes.
We just have more people here. Schools are getting bigger, having a lot more students. So what I want to ask is, let's imagine something happened, let's say, was it Sunday that happened in San Antonio?
Yes.
We're just now finding out the numbers and the extent of the damage and loss, the tornadoes there.
Right.
If something like that happened here, what would be the pattern of action?
That would be, that's a great example, because that's where the emergency management will get involved. We would activate the CERT teams to go out, because we're going to be hitting the direct areas that were hit, but the outline areas that you have on those tornadoes are also affected a lot, and that's where CERT teams can really come into play for Hopkins County, because as we're branching out and we're figuring out which way we need to go, that's where they can give us information and get it back to us. So, hey, we got this here. You're not quite you're a green, or you may be a yellow type card where you triage, and it's kind of like a triage for a medical patient. It's kind of what they do in that direction, and just prioritizing how long we need before we get there and things like that. So that's a great example, but that's things that we do behind the scenes on a daily basis, and are always trying to get better, because we always have room for improvement. Okay.
Well, your class is going to start up Saturday morning at 8:30 at, I say, your fire station.
Yes, ma'am.
What do we call that?
That's Station 20
okay.
for Hopkins County Fire Department, Station 20. And we'll be above as you're pulling in, there's going to be plenty of parking. You park in the back or on the side. And the classroom itself actually will be upstairs in above the EMS dorm side.
Okay.
Now, if we outgrow that, we can always move it down into the engine bay. But we have plenty of room up there. It's a nice facility, so we'll be able to accommodate whatever you need.
Okay. Men, women, youth with adult supervision can attend this CERT class, Community Emergency Response Team Training. You'll meet February 25th this Saturday, March 4th, and March 11th for your 3 Saturday.
That's correct.
Training, and then you'll have a skills test and certification.
That's correct.
Okay.
It'll be a great time, great learning experience, and we'd love to have you to come on out.
Well, in just a little bit more news that you have to tell this morning, we have welcomed you to Hopkins County as our fire chief, and so you've been on the job a little bit less than a year.
That's right, and it's really going good. We've made a lot of strides. We've got a lot of things straightened out, and we're really moving forward and looking good. The Commissioner Court and the county judge, they allowed us to be able to purchase a Class A pumper for the county, which is just a great thing because it's going to be a very versatile piece of equipment. Everything it's on order, it's in production right now. We did a 90-day turnaround. It's a Ferrara fire apparatus is what it is, and we've actually Mike Matthews, the fire marshal, and myself, we actually went down to Holden, Louisiana, where they built it at, to the plant. We've already taken a tour of the plant, and phenomenal place. And the great thing about Ferrara is they're a locally owned company. It's a family-owned company, which is always great. That's kind of the roots of Hopkins County right there. We like to keep the local guy going, and his nickname is Mr. Heavy Duty, because he builds things so well. But we were looking forward to that. I know the guys at the fire station are looking forward to it, and we just had a lot of good things going. A lot of good things going our way, and just not only the fire department, but just in general with Sheriff Lewis Tatum. He's taking hold, and he's really doing a phenomenal job on his side. So the county government is never looked better, really. So,
and makes us feel great knowing that we're well cared for, and there's not any cracks anywhere where circumstances might go unattended.
Right, and if there is any cracks, we're trying to find them and fill them up as quick as we can.
All right. And tell us, we just have just a little bit more time. How many employees are there in our fire department?
In the Hopkins County Fire Department, we have 7 full-time. That's including myself, and then we have right at 16 part-time, which most of those part-time firefighters are full-time firefighters at other departments throughout the Metroplex, Paris, Longview, places like that. And everybody brings something to the table because they've got a lot of good guys over there, and it just keeps getting better every day.
What about our critical fire weather danger right now and these winds?
The winds have came in definitely early this year. Because typically March is about now when they really start picking up, but it seemed like the first of the year we have just not had any breaks from the winds, and every little bit of rain we get, it is gone because of the wind. It just drives those fuel factors back out again, the light fuels and all that, and even the heavy fuels such as down trees and things like that on the ground of the pastures and stuff like that. It just doesn't take any time to dry them out with the winds we've had. And we have not issued a burn ban because Hopkins County is a farming county, and I come from that type of background. I know that the farmers need to do their prescribed burns, get ready for the crops and stuff like that. And really and truly, the farmers are really very cautious about everything. They do a good plow line around the area they're going to burn, but it's the one that's wanting to burn the trash in the barrel that gets it going a lot of times. So.
Well, thank you for those very wise tips. And thank you for all your service to us here in Sulphur Springs, Hopkins County.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for having me.
Last week, as I drove past Domino's Pizza restaurant, there was something a little different about the sign on the front of the building. So I decided to stop by and ask a few questions with General Manager Christy Wallace for more information about what all was happening.
What is your name and association with this business?
My name is Christy Wallace, and I'm the general manager at this location.
What type of work are you doing here on the front of it here?
The construction we're doing right now is just a basic remodel. Domino's introduced a pizza feeder model. Gosh, I guess it's been a couple of years now. And they're just looking to basically open everything up so people can see us make the pizzas and see kind of what we're doing. They're taking out the front counter and they're going to put in kind of like a Subway plexiglass line. So it'll be real cool once it's all done.
Is there going to be anything else that they're going to work on while they're here besides the main front part of it?
We should be getting new signage, new machinery inside. That's pretty much it, though. Oh, we'll actually, part of the addition is they're moving the front counter back several feet so we can add tables, so we'll actually have a dine-in aspect. We won't serve fountain drinks or anything like that, but we'll do dine-in now.
How do you think customers will react to this change?
I think it's going to bring a really positive wave. We've needed kind of a facelift for a while now, and since we started a remodel a couple weeks ago, I've even had people say that they didn't know we were here until, stuff started. So hopefully people will realize that we're here and they'll, see what good we're doing and,
All right, well, thanks for the interview.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys.
I'm Elijah from KSST Channel 18 News.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Wildcats basketball team will play Carrollton Creekview in an area game at Rockwall at 7 p.m. Friday. We get a preview of the Carrollton Creekview Mustangs from Wildcats coach Clark Cipolletta.
They're very athletic, not very big. They're kind of a smaller team, but they're so athletic. They play extremely hard. They like to apply a lot of pressure. They'll press you a bunch and they'll trap randomly throughout their different defenses. And they all play guard, so they'll kind of, on offensive end, they'll spread you out. They'll try to drive gaps, and you got to play really sound with them. If you don't match their intensity, a lot of games that I've watched so far, they've just outplayed people with their hustle and stuff. So that's something that we really have to, step up and do.
They upset a good Frisco Lone Star team. How did they accomplish that?
Like by playing hard. I actually got to watch that game. The coach from Lone Star sent me the film, and they just turned them over a bunch. I think Lone Star had high 20s of turnovers. They didn't take care of the ball very well, and that's what Carrollton Creekview is going to try to do. They try to speed the tempo and spread you out and make you pay with their athletes, and just moving forward, that's something we really got to do is take care of the basketball.
Well, we've certainly seen a pressing team before that challenges us all over the court, so we kind of have to gear up for that kind of game. We didn't have much of that in the last game, but we expect a lot of it this time.
Yes, and in the past, we've really handled pressure well this year. Most of the teams that we've played, you can go back to Skyline, pressured us pretty well. Sam Houston, they gave us a lot of pressure, and they have similar type athleticism at the guard spot. So we've played a lot of pressure. We don't have to change a lot what we do. We just have to execute it and be in the right spot at the right time and be really smart with our passes. You can't loft passes against these guys. They kind of remind me of Texas High type athletes. They can be in more than one spot at one time, if you know what I'm saying. They can cover a lot of ground, and if you get lazy on some of those things, they'll make you pay.
Well, a shorter team, you would think Victor might thrive, but I would imagine anytime the ball goes into him, he's probably going to draw a crowd. They're really jam the lane, I would imagine.
Right.
To shoot, right?
And, we'll see early how they play him, and he'll definitely have a size advantage inside. But we'll just play off of it. If they go and double team them early, we got shooters who can, knock down shots and space the floor. So I think we kind of have an answer to whatever they do. It's just all about executing it.
One thing I liked the other night, not only, were we shooting outside, but a lot of times those guards are slashing to the basket, did a great job of heading to the basket.
They do. We do a really good job of attacking the paint. We want to attack the rim early, and once you see the ball go in after a layup or two, then all of a sudden your shots start falling. You have more confidence about you, and you put pressure on the defense when you're consistently attacking. I think we'll have the same opportunity playing Creekview.
Are they a three-point? Do they like the three-point shot quite a bit?
They have a couple of kids that can shoot it. I would say it's about like North Forney. They have a couple of kids that can really space the floor. What they like to do more is really attack. They have a 6'3" guard who's averaging like 18 a game, and he's really their biggest kid, but very, very athletic, a left-handed kid that, man, at will he can get to the rim, and some other players that do, very similar stuff. So we got to do a good job of keeping him out of the paint.
Exciting times, huh?
It is. We're excited to get the opportunity to get to keep planning and keep practicing and keep preparing for these teams. And like I tell everybody, we're just trying to win today. We're just trying to win in practice today. We're going to win in the scout film today. Then tomorrow we're going to try to win that day. And then hopefully we get a Saturday to prepare for the next opponent and just keep trying to win today.
The Wildcats golf team won a tournament at Firewheel Golf Park in Garland Wednesday. We learn more from Wildcats golf coach Chris Owens.
The guys played well. We played over at Firewheel in Garland. We couldn't have asked for better weather, especially February. This weather in February this year is phenomenal. I think it's, according to the news, setting records, and we're excited to be able to play. We struggle with the weather a lot of times, and I know we're not out of the woods yet, but anytime we can get a good day like that in February, it's a plus. Caleb Lewis stepped up yesterday and played really well. He won the tournament, shot a 72. Wow. Alex Moats shot 78. Andrew Escobar shot 79. Colton Bench with an 83, and Colton Bench with an 82, and Carter Lewis with an 83. Team total was 311. We won the tournament, and I was proud of the guys, and just looking forward to building from there and seeing if we can get around that 300 mark.
Yeah, that's a great start, isn't it, with all those lows, with scores in the 70s and the low 80s?
Yes, sir. It is. I feel like if we're clicking on all cylinders at district, we'll have a good chance. Especially if we can get 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 guys shooting in the 70s.
With this weather like this, it maximizes your practice time and all that. I think more time on the course.
Absolutely. Usually this time of year we miss a lot of days because, number one, we're going to golf tournaments some. The course is closed on Monday, and then if it rains, we may not. Some weeks we may not practice hardly at all unless we do some indoor swinging and putting and stuff like that. But no, it's been good. Another good thing about the weather, I think we'll have some good grass, good turf to hit off of. Normally in February, we're lucky if by district if the courses are in good shape and have enough nice grass to get a good lie and all that stuff. But I think this year's going to be great. We're blessed with good weather.
What's up next for the team now?
Next Friday, we're going to go to Longview and play the Twisted 54. Guys have been playing in that tournament for quite a few years now. It's a unique setup. Guys are going to get to play 54 holes of golf in 2 days. So it'll be golf till from daylight to dark, which is good. We get a lot of practice, a lot of competition. A lot of district teams are going to be there. So we're going to get to see what we're going to be facing when we do get to district.
I think the way it works, isn't it 36 on Friday and then the final 18 on Saturday? So that makes for a long Friday, doesn't it?
It does. But, hey, we're going to spend the night over there, and maybe they'll be going to sleep early, me not having to try to keep up with them.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.